Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for making the jump from Tuesday to Monday with us. We were wondering how many people would remember or get the message or see their emails, and it looks like it's quite a few. So thank you for joining us and beginning your week with once again Mr. Walt Lusk, and he's going to show us all of the steps to opening a school.
Again, greetings and salutations, everyone. Happy Monday. And from here on out, we will be having our 30-minute webinar at the same bat time, 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific and 9 o'clock Eastern, for around 30 minutes or so. We wanted to start your week off and figured sometimes it gets lost in the translation in the shuffle of life. So every week from here on out will be on Monday nights. Next week, I actually am going to be doing 2 seminars. Thank you to the illustrious and infamous Dave McKenzie, and I will be in Oklahoma City doing one on Tuesday and Thursday of next week in Oklahoma. And as fate would have it, next week we're going to have Jeff Moore on, who is our representative and a fabulous, fabulous guy. Has been with American National for a long, long time. I've actually met him. I've got a good relationship with him. So we're in good hands with our representative, Jeff Moore, who will be doing a presentation next week from American National's perspective. Tonight, we are going to focus on all of the integral, even though they're not that many, steps on how to actually open a school. Some of you are lucky to have Paul Vilar, but if you don't want to take a haircut in your commission, like a quarter of 25%, and you want to do it yourself, then my recommendation is follow the bouncing ball, and we're going to go through the whole thing from beginning to end. And yes, it can be done in very short order. I have a friend of mine, Tony Miyazaki, who I was a manager of 10 years ago. He went out on his own last week, and the first school he went to, he's booking a seminar. And he's went to another school that he's had a relationship with, and is probably going to book another one with them as well. So I've done nothing different with him that I haven't done with Dave McKenzie on the phone and what's here. It's actually all in print on a 3-page form. So if you want it in print, in addition to the webinar here, just email me, walt@smartcollegefunding.net, and I will be happy to get it back to you pronto. And again, why are we doing this? Well, we'll get to that. So first, I wanted to do a couple of quotes. First, all you need is the plan, the roadmap, and the courage to press on to your destination. And that was done by, of course, the amazing Earl Nightingale. He had an album. It was an LP, double LP album in the 50s. It sold over 1 million copies. It went gold, which is the first time any motivational kind of speaking was non-music actually sold over 1 million copies. That put Earl Nightingale on the map for those who are trivia related. We have the plan. We are here to work with elementary schools and help them pay for college, since debt is just not our ballywig and too many people are in debt. We've got the roadmap, which we're showing you here, and all you have to do is have a little bit of courage. In fact, it was funny, Tommy Miyazaki called me this morning and said he stepped a little bit out of his comfort zone and approached a principal of a school that he had a relationship with, and they're interested in going to book a seminar. So again, if you stay in your comfort zone, as we talked about, it's your failure zone, because a rubber band is only as good as it's being used when it is stretched. And if you didn't know this, there are 3 kinds of producers: those that make it happen, those that watch it happen, and then those that wonder what in the heck happened. So my question is, which one are you? Are you actually going to get out of your comfort zone a little bit and go out there and make it happen? Or are you going to wait and see how it's happening and maybe, just get in the game late and then wonder what the heck's happening? I can't encourage you guys. I know all you guys are phenomenal producers and have been in this business for a while. Go out, step out, and make it happen. And I promise it'll pay off dividends in the biggest way. So what I wanted to start with is actually our brochure. Let's see here. I want to go here. And we've done a new brochure. And it looks like, let's see, here we go. Here. Oh, nope. Okay, you know what? We're just going to stick with this. I'm having a little trouble. Okay, it's got a little more information in it than you want, but that's okay. We've got a new brochure, a new flyer that I reworked, and actually, Dave McKenzie used it for one school in Oklahoma, and Tommy used it for another. And if you want a copy of this, again, just email me at walt@smartcollegefunding.net, and I'll get it to you, and we can put your mug on it. Basically, wondering if you're able to pay for your child's college education and retire someday? Well, with the most up-to-date tips and tricks you can, and it goes through what's going on with it. You're personally invited to a short 30-minute college funding overview to learn what financial strategies there are, why getting in debt is not the best way to pay for college, the best options for you to save money for college, and how to qualify for the maximum financial aid as a last resort. And then how to learn to pay for college with tax-free money. Parents with the 520 plan, which we're going to go in our presentation approach, gets less financial aid. High-income families can qualify for more aid if need be, and the tips and tricks about FAFSA and what's important to you, and how cost of attendance and EFC, expected family contributions, apply to you. So this can actually be used two ways if you really, really want. One, of course, is to book a seminar, or space is limited, and you can do a one-on-one because obviously space is limited for given your time. Okay. Now, in going through the steps of opening a school, I'm really going to go through the beginning to the end. And again, Kelly talked about this morning in our leadership webinar. The benefit to this is, yeah, it takes a little bit of effort, but again, the payoff is huge because we're kind of backdooring out everybody else in two fronts, as you'll see. And secondly, I've done radio advertising and did it for a year, and we were what's called a brokered show on an AM station. In fact, I did it in the exact same studio. For those of you who know who Dennis Prager was, I actually sat in his chair every week and did a show. It was called Straight Talk Wealth. But we blew through everybody on the show and in that market, in that station, listeners, in a year. And we were paying $1,600 a week for the show, and $100 for people to call in and leave their information, and I'd call them back and actually do a fact finder on the phone for an hour. And we sold over $8 million worth of annuities, but we're shelling out over $6,000 just for marketing. So, you wonder who's going to call, if anybody's going to call, are we going to get any appointments? So this is just a phenomenal and a much more effective way to do it. And once you set it up, it's done. So the two biggest reasons why I got in this business and part as college funding is a sense of urgency. I guarantee you every single parent that's got a child in elementary on up is wondering how in the heck are they going to pay for college? And it's a sort of a knot in the bottom in their stomach, and fear of loss. What if their college funds sank 20 to 40% due to a market crash because they got all the money in mutual funds and stock market in the 529? Hence our solution. We are going to elementary schools, and the reason is several-fold. One, the sooner the better. We are undercutting our competition because everybody else is not approaching elementary schools. I promise you, I get it all the time. Well, why don't you go hit the high school? Well, a little late then, because the sooner the better in terms of saving, and it's less premium, right, which is more cost effective. And again, we're undercutting our competition. What you need to go is just a few things. One, you need to pick your school, and we've got a new website. It's a great website. It's www.privateschoolreview.com. That's singular. www.privateschoolreview.com, and it breaks down a lot of by elementary, middle, and high schools. For me, I'm here in Orange County. Literally within a 10-mile radius of me, there were 120 schools, and I didn't even know there were half that many. We still open an approach with the Life Changer Year Award, which is available on the portal, with the new flyer I just showed you, which is the College Smart Strategies flyer. And lastly, if you want, you can use the 2-page College Smart Strategies brochure, which is available on the portal as well. And I recommend you put your email and your phone number and a contact on it. It's kind of like a big business card. And then if you want, you can get our business cards for $50 for $1,000, and they're great, great business cards. So once you've picked your schools, it's really best to hit it in the morning. Just get it out of the way. 9 o'clock till at best 2 o'clock. 1 o'clock is usually a little better, because once school ends, it's like swimming upstream with salmon. All the parents are sitting there clamoring for a parking spot, trying to get in line, trying to pick up their child. It's really wild. I got to one school I really wanted to get to. I got there about 2:30, and I literally gave up. trying to compete for the spot to park, trying to find people, parents, and the principal. It's just not there. Plus the fact if you go in the morning and the principal's going to be back in the afternoon, then you've got a better shot at catching them. So I actually say this, and I've got witnesses to say it. I walk in and I simply say, hi. Oh, let me back up. A lot of schools around here and other places, they're kind of like Fort Knox for very important reasons. They want to make sure the kids not only stay there and that whoever's going to pick them up, parents, get the kid at the end of the day, because obviously that's a challenge in some places. So when the buzzer rings and you got to go in, you say, hey, I would like, I need to speak with the principal. And believe me, they're not going to ask you 20 questions through the little speaker. Okay, fine, this guy sounds legitimate. And they always have let me in. So once you get to the receptionist, I usually say, I have no hall pass. And sometimes if there's a uniform, I'll say, and I forgot to wear my uniform, I need to see the principal. And they look at me kind of funny and laugh. And it's a really just a simple, cheesy way to break the ice. Or I might say, hey, you know what? I don't have a hall pass and I'm chewing some gum. Can I see the principal? And they literally laugh and they take you seriously. So once ice is broken, you say, listen, I'm here for two really quick reasons. First, I want to introduce you to the Life Changer a Year Award, which is given by National Life on an annual basis. There are 17 awards. And it's actually listed on the front side of the brochure. It's two-sided, and they're given to the school principal, teacher, or superintendent that's had the most impact on the children, on the classmates. And there's even an award that's specifically designed for administrative. The top award's $10,000, $5,000 to the school, and $5,000 to the individual. And I said there's even one for you. So it's just a simple way for us to give back. And on the back, I point out, hey, here's a website. If you're interested and you want to register, there it is. And that's it. So we start with that in a way just to kind of break the ice. Here's money that you might be interested in. The second reason I'm there is giving seminars to parents on how to pay for college better, easier, quicker, cheaper, and on a wholesale basis. And here's the line. We educate parents on better ways to pay for college and increase their ability to get and qualify for more financial aid at no cost. And then we hit the bullet points. The accepted way to pay for college is getting in debt. Did you know that total college debt in the United States is over $2.6 trillion? Yeah, that's with a T, and growing. Most people I talk to I feel there's got to be a better way, and there is. Another reason why we give the workshop is there's a lot of challenges, I don't use the word problem, challenges with the 529 plan, which I'm sure you've heard of. First off, it's not even deductible in 34 states, and it penalizes parents with over 22% less financial aid, almost 23% less financial aid. So they kind of give it and they take it away, and of course it has risk and fees. And lastly, did you know that many instances from our experience, private universities are cheaper than public colleges? Why? Because public colleges have more money to play with and to give away. That's it for the presentation. So then you go in for the big close. All I need to do is visit, and I like the word visit, with the headmaster or principal for no more than 10 minutes to see if there's a fit for our 30-minute seminar. Are they available now? And in most instances, they're out, hanging out with students, reprimanding students, hanging out with parents, dealing with sponsors and raising money, so they won't be in. So they say they're not in. And sometimes they look at their schedule and they say they won't be in. And you ask, will they be back later today? Because you're there in the morning, right? And I say, usually not. So great. You get a business card and you get the receptionist's name. So when you come back, you'll know the receptionist's name, or eventually when you call them on the phone, hey, I spoke to Mrs. McGillicuddy and she recommended I speak to you. So you've got kind of a quasi-referral, okay? When you get in front of the principal, and you will in some instances, all you do is rinse and repeat. You give them the brochures and you say, hey, we give seminars to parents to pay for college on a better, easier, quicker, cheaper fashion. We educate them on options regarding the 529 because, as you know, there's lots of challenges with the 529 plan, and it's not even deductible in many states, and there are all better alternatives. And I'm sure, as you know, parents don't, that private universities are cheaper than public colleges. It's a 30-minute seminar. We're in and out less than an hour. When would be a good time for us to do this? And of course, all of it is free. And we add that we actually have a survey that we fill out that we're completely transparent. And we're going to give you a copy of all of the responses so you know who came and who was interested. So again, there's no guesswork in anything that we do. When they say yes, all you're going to do is pick a time at the school, and we want it at the school. Why? Because the parents know how to get there. It's a little bit of a validation that the school is giving us, and obviously it's a free room. We either they may have a projector, or you may get your own and screen, and we give them the flyer so they can email it because it's in PDF format and give it to the children in hopes that they'll give it to the parents, and of course our survey, and that's it. We do it. It's very on a consultant basis, and very, very low key. And so we're not trying to be pushy. We're not trying to be salesy. We're just trying to educate and enlighten parents on options sooner than later on how to pay for college, because it's an issue for everybody. And of course, debt is a bigger issue for everybody. So again, initially emailing doesn't work, and calling, unless you've got a relationship with the school, really doesn't work much either, from my experience. If you go back a few times and you've established that, hey, I'm not going anywhere, I'm serious, I really want to do this, and enlighten and educate parents on this. It ultimately, I call it a cat and mouse game. I refuse to call it a numbers game. It's a cat and mouse game. You're the mouse, and we've got the cheese, and we're trying to find the cat. We recommend that you pick about 50 schools, because typically from 9 to about noon, you can hit 4 or 5 schools in a day. So you're just simply doing it in the morning. So therefore, you can hit anywhere from 20 to 25 schools in a week. And if you've got 50 schools you're going through, you're going to hit and get answers and yeses on several of them. Again, David McKenzie did this on his own. He literally has 7 schools that are interested. I'm doing 2 seminars as of today next week in Oklahoma City, if you guys are ever in the neighborhood there, on Tuesday the 25th and Thursday the 27th. And he's got another one booked for the following week. So he's already booked 3 seminars in the next 3 weeks already out of the 7 that he's got yeses to. And it works. So once you've been a few times, then you can pick up the phone and call them and try and do it that way. And again, paying thousands of dollars for radio or thousands of dollars for direct mail, which may or may not get read, and usually people have to see the direct mail 2 and 3 times at least before it's even looked at and responded to. And on conservatively, it's 43 cents for a direct mail piece. I can go up higher than that to 70, 80 cents a piece. So if you're sending out 5,000 because you need that response, you're spending thousands and thousands of dollars on marketing. And then, and if the parents know where the school is, they know it's 30 minutes and whatnot, again, there's a higher propensity that they'll show. And again, as we mentioned in earlier seminars, we are really hitting some of the millennial parents, and the surveys and information has come out that they are interested. 75% of those are interested in this financial seminar in the next 12 months. So if you think nobody's going to be interested, wake up. The coffee's already been brewing, and they're ready and waiting and wondering how they're going to learn about this, because again, what's going on financially is just a financial jungle right now. So again, that's how you do it. You just go out with an air of expectation. You might want to try a little bit of visualization before you go. Have the brochures ready, and I look forward to hearing every one of you excitedly call and tell me, hey, you're right, it works. Tommy Miyazaki went out by himself after I trained him last week and booked his first one. So when and how soon do you want to book them? Because if you book them and approach schools now, I promise you, not only will you have a lot of money for Christmas, but next year you'll have a lot of money for lots of other things as well. So again, if you want some of the information, just email me, walt@smartcollegefunding.net, and we'll be happy to help you out. So that's it for our presentation today on really all the steps on how to open a school, and it's only, you're there for minutes. It's really nothing long, involved, and complicated. So next week, Jeff Moore from American National will be giving a presentation, and we'll learn a lot more about that. And look forward to working with you and hearing from you all. God bless.